Good afternoon, my name is Tim Zerillo and it's October 8th, 2010. This is the third in our criminal defense series, and I'm going to talk to you briefly today about reasonable doubt. You know, when I represent people accused of crimes in the state of Maine and in federal court, I'm often asked about, well, what does reasonable doubt mean? We hear a lot about this topic and we don't know exactly what it means. Well, first of all, reasonable doubt is a very important concept, and it's one that is often argued considerably to a jury by defense lawyers for reasons that are pretty obvious. But you have to also understand reasonable doubt that the thing that the prosecution usually has going for it is the concept of circumstantial evidence. Now, people think that circumstantial evidence can't be used to convict somebody. That's not true. Circumstantial evidence can be used to convict. And it's something that, depending on what's going on in your case, may be used very strongly by the prosecution. Now again, as I say, if it's something going on in your case, I say that because I don't know what's going on in your case from this video. Every case is different. I taught a class in criminal justice as a guest lecturer today at St. Joseph's College, and one of the things I said to the students there is that each of these cases, in my view, are in fact like snowflakes. The fact is that there is not a one-size-fits-all for criminal defense if you're doing it the right way. So my point is, and my disclaimer is, that I don't know about your case from this video, so call me and I'll be happy to try to help you. In any event, reasonable doubt, the jury definition that you usually get is that it's a level of certainty upon which you'd make the most important decisions in your life. Now, I often say to juries, well, what that means is that if you find my client is probably guilty, you think he or she is probably guilty, it means you have to let him or her go. Because probably guilty is not the standard of reasonable doubt. Sometimes the other thing I do to try to explain this to jurors is I talk about people who like to jump out of airplanes. Now, I don't understand jumping out of a perfectly good airplane, but I say to them, look, if you were up in an airplane and someone suddenly handed you a parachute and a pack, and you looked at it and they said, okay, go ahead and jump. Well, how comfortable would you feel with that? Probably not very comfortable. In fact, what you would do is you would take that pack, you would want to have opened it up, you would want to have seen them pack it, you would want to have seen how every stitch of thread, how secure every stitch of thread looked, and you would want to make sure in general that the person who packed it was competent and that they packed it competently, and in fact beyond competently, that they packed it really excellently before you would even consider jumping out of the airplane with the unknown contents of that pack. That to me is reasonable doubt. And it's maybe a simplistic example of it, but as I say to jurors, I wouldn't jump out of the airplane with a backpack. Don't put my client's life in your hands when you don't know how secure that parachute is. So that's a very admittedly basic primer on reasonable doubt, and you may be sitting there being charged with a crime or facing a trial or sitting as watching this as a suspect or a target, and that's the way reasonable doubt works. Of course, if you are a suspect, a target, you've been charged, the best thing you can do is give us a call, and we welcome talking to you. Our number is 207-347-6063, 207-347-6063, or you can check us out at the web at www.getzerillo.com. That's www.getzerillo.com. Thanks for watching.